Hello, my name is Valerie Sutton and welcome to the SignWriting Symposium 2016. Today we have presentation 56 by Mohamed Ali Dali Balti and also Wafa Laajili. And right now we have Mohamed Ali Dali Balti, who please go ahead and tell us about signwriting in Tunisia, Dali.
Yeah, of course. Hello, Valerie. Hello, Steve. Hello, everyone. Thank you for this new invitation. And so I'm waiting for Wafa, because she was the one who did the great job. But I'm waiting for her, so I will be presenting her work and my work in Tunisia. So as you know, I started learning sign writing, I think 7 or 8 years ago, something like that. And at that time, no one was interested really in sign writing because they did not really know it. They did not really know what this is, until now. So we're still facing some problems, and maybe I will talk about that later on. And so I started there was a sign language teacher in Tunisia. Her name is Basma. And the first contact was with her. So I was talking with a deaf friend. He was a teacher too, sign language teacher. And I was signing, and she asked me. She said, where did you learn that? To sign very well like that. I said, because of sign writing, because I can memorize the way the signs are made up, and the hand shapes and these movements. So they are in my mind. I don't know why. So I have each time I'm signing, so there's flashbacks, the signs. I can see the signs which I made in my mind, and so that makes me remember how to sign well, everything. And she said, what is sign writing? And I started explaining for her, and she told me once she was on a website discovering that, and after that she found that it was a little bit difficult, for the people who the hearing people, the hearing people, so they find sign writing really difficult. But after that I discovered children, even deaf children, without learning sign writing, they can learn, they can sign that. We don't need to teach them, and so they can guess the meaning, they can sign that. That was amazing, really. I did not really expect such a thing, So she asked me to teach sign writing in Ibn Charaf University in Tunis. And I was happy. I was really excited to do that. And I was started teaching, and even the students they found it in the beginning it was difficult for them, and they said, "What is this? Why are we studying such a thing?" But after that, they discovered, because each time they learn a new sign, they need to write a whole paragraph, explaining how is the hand shape, it's turning, it's not turning, it's the mouth of a hen, or the mouth of I don't know what, they're inventing many things, just to try to write a sign, a whole paragraph for only one sign. And by the time, they discovered, sign writing is helping them a lot. They remember the sign, they can sign it well, so it was helping them. And they were discovering that little by little, by the time. But, when they discovered that, really, it was after their, I don't know in English how to say that. So after you finish 3 years of studying in the university, so in French it's licence, license. I don't know how it's called in English. So when they are graduated, so what I mean, and so they are graduated as sign language teachers, and so that time they come to see me, and they ask me how to write some signs in sign writing, and they say, why now, you are interested in sign writing? They say it's only by now that we discovered how sign writing is very important, because at that time they needed their marks, they needed to have A and B, and so it was not really helpful for them that time, but now they found it very encouraging, very useful. And and here comes the work of Wafa. Wafa, she's really brilliant student, really she's amazing, and she started writing alone, and when I was teaching really sign writing, she did not really like it that well, I don't mean that I'm not a good teacher. but at that time, I was kidding. But at that time, she did not really like sign writing. She was really thinking of the good thinking of having good marks, and after that, she started 2 years ago. She was in a deaf association, and she started introducing sign writing. People, they were against her, and there are even some teachers they're making conspiracy. They did not really want her to teach there. And they said, what are these? I still remember this sentence, which Wafa all the time is repeating. What are these triangles and rectangles which you are using to teach people? They are she was on and on. She wanted really to teach sign writing because she knew that sign writing is really important to deaf people. And she tried, sometimes she was crying, really, I needed to say that. She was really crying. She said, this sign, I don't need money, but I want really to introduce such a thing for deaf people, for their education. They don't have good level in Arabic because in Tunisia, so we speak Tunisian, but we don't write it. And when we go to school, in the primary school, so we start learning Arabic because Arabic is not really our native language. It's a strange language, a foreign language which we learn. And after that, in the primary, the fourth year, so we start learning French. And so the deaf people, they need to learn all these languages. And so it's very difficult for them, it's really impossible. And when you are in the secondary school, so you need to learn English. And after a year, you need to choose another language. So with all these languages, so can you imagine? So they can't really and English is our fourth language in Tunisia. So sometimes I make many mistakes, And Wafa, she was thinking about that, and she tried to teach, but hopefully in the association in which she's working, the director, she's a woman, and she said, okay, we will plan and we will invite many people to come. So there were sign language teachers, there were people pro and against. They were people they loved sign writing, others they were against. And so this director, she was really helpful, and she invited many people from many different associations, from the Tunisian education minister and many other places. Hello, Wafa. I think she arrived.
Hello. Can you see her? It's a little bit gray.
Yeah. Maybe she's fixing the webcam, maybe.
That's so, okay. So you keep talking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And so that time, Wafa, she was trying to explain these things, and many people before Wafa starts talking, they were really planning to stop her, planning to make.
Wow.
I don't know. They did not really want her to succeed, But hopefully, many other people, they were really helpful. You can see all the slides which you were showing, Valerie. Wafa, she has done all this by herself, and there were many deaf children. The deaf children, they have made these drawings. They helped her to draw all these things. They are unbelievable. They are really amazing, these people. And so Wafa was really happy to do that, and she was not paid, that time, but she was happy to go on and on and on and on. And all the people who were present that day, they were really happy. They said, many of them, they said they were sorry because they did not really understand sign writing, and now they want sign writing to be taught in their associations. And many people are inviting us, and my students, they are very happy because they have opportunities to work, and they are really very happy. I did not really think about that. Valerie, 2 years ago, we were talking together, and you said for me, at the first time, people, they might be excited and they want really to teach, but maybe after that, they give up and they don't really go on teaching sign writing. I was really thinking all the time about this, and Wafa, she's really keeping on, and on. She wants really to teach that, and I think my students now they are teaching. There are many others in many associations which they started really teaching sign writing, and in Tunisia it's spreading. And people, they know what is sign writing now, And in Ibn Charaf University, so sign writing is not an option like subject. You need to learn it.
No kidding. Do they have it established as a requirement?
Yeah,
When
as a
you
requirement.
learn...
Yeah, this is
Oh
the word
my.
I was looking for. Yeah, it's a requirement.
Oh.
So if you are learning sign language, you must learn like sign writing.
Oh, that's terrific. Congratulations to all of you.
Yeah,
I mean, really, you should really feel proud of your work, because a lot of other countries have experienced the negativity that you felt in the beginning, but then they give up or something because it's sad. They don't feel like fighting, you know, it's hard. And you've kept going, and I must tell you both, Wafa and Dali, that it's remarkable what you've done and accomplished. It really is gorgeous. Now, we do have a picture of somebody here, but it's kind of hard to see them. I wonder if we can hear them. Do you think you can talk to Wafa? Are you there? Can you say that in Arabic, please?
Yeah, of course. Wafa وصلت ولا ما زلت؟ Wafa?
We can't hear her either. She's waving, I think, but it's very gray.
I can hear her voice, like she said, like she's listening to us, like, but I don't know.
See.
Wafa تسمع فينا؟ Wafa? الكاميرا نتاعك راهي مش واضحه، اما تنجم انت تتكلم وانا نترجم ما يسالش. Okay, Valerie, actually I asked her like to talk and I will translate, but I know
that's what I think too. If we can hear her, it would be nice. Can you say something, Wafa, that we make sure we can hear you? Turn up the microphone.
Yeah. Wafa انت تتكلم هكا، يقول انت جمله بالجمله حاجه هكا وانا تو نترجم لك ما يسالش.
شنو قالت؟ ما سمعت، عاود لي.
أنا كنا نحكيو على الخدمة متاعك في تونس. أحكي على الخدمة متاعك في تونس. Actually, she asked what we were talking about. I said, oh, we were talking about your work in Tunisia.
It's all good. So, Wafa, we can start again. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. And we're so proud of your work. We have, maybe you can tell her this, and you could,
of course.
she could start, and you can translate for her, and we can just start again. Yeah. That's good.
قالت لك فاليري خاطر التصويره نتاعك مش واضحه في الويب كام، اما قالت لك فاليري انا فرحانه برشا بالخدمه نتاعك في تونسيا في تونس والعمل اللي انت قدمته هذايا الكل. دونك احكي انت شنو الخدمه نتاعك، او احكي انت فكره بالفكره وانا نترجم لك.
باهي، اول ما بديت دخلت لاسوسياسيون تاع لي زونفون دي سور، شفت اللي تعبين شويه في القرايه، عندهم مشاكل برشا في التعبير في الكتابه كل. دونك اقترحت اني انا
Okay, so the first time, like when I was in this deaf like association, like when I was working there, so I found out that they had a lot of problems, like in teaching, like many subjects they did not really learn well.
Okay, and can you ask if they can make the picture clear so we can see? Wafa, we're not able, we see a blur, but thank you for translating. This is perfect, and I won't say anything more. If they can't get the picture to work, it's okay. Keep going. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Okay. شو وفاء تنجمش تسأل الراجل إنه هو يحاول يقد لك الويب كام؟
ما عندوش كاميرا أخرى، جوست هذيا ديجا طلعت ماهيش سافا.
واو. Bon, okay, كمل ملا أنت أحكي وأنا نترجم لك. Actually, she was saying like the webcam quality is not good, so she will be talking like this. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Just fine.
Sorry.
Okay, كمل وفاء.
دونك اقترحت على المديرة بالحكاية ساين رايتنج، قلت لها عندي طريقة نجربوها مع الصغار، فرحت بها برشا. جوست من الاول وريتها لي فورم دو لامار كيفاش نستعملوهم مع الصغار. قالت لي عندك جروب مع المربين وانت حرة معناها باش نشوفوا هالاكسبيريونس هذيا.
Okay. Actually, she was saying like, and by the time, like after that, like she made the contact with the director of this association. Like she was a woman, actually, a woman in charge, and she told her like she has such a program, like a plan, like to teach these people using sign writing. And this director, like she said to her, I don't know what this sign writing is, but you can choose some people, like some deaf children, you can teach them, and we can see the results after that. Okay.
بديت من الاول نعلم فيهم، اعطتني ساعه في كل جمعه نعلمهم لي فورم دو لاما بتيت بتي تعلموا بون مش لي فورم الكل مي او موان الحاجات دابيتود انهم هما لازمهم يعرفوهم، تعلموهم بشويه ومن بعد كل المربيه تقوم انها هي تعطيني محاور. مثال تقول لي وفي جمعه جايه باش نعملوا محور الاكل، محور الغذاء،
Okay.
انا تعطيني الكلمات وانا نعملهم بسياراتك في الدار ونجيبوهم للصغار.
Okay. And so like at that time when she started working, so the association gave her 1 hour a week, like to try to work with deaf children, like using sign writing. And so her work, like she was working by themes, you know. So for example, for this week she was working on time. The next week she works on food. The week after, so by theme, you know, she was changing the topics, like from one topic to another, one topic per week, and and she was teaching at the same time like the hand shapes, the easiest ones which we daily can use, like among deaf people. Okay.
ان نحط الكلمه مع الساين رايتنج مع التصوير، نختار صور من جوجل ونشوف الحاجات اللي قراب للصغار ونعلموهم من الاشاره والكلمه وممتون نفهمهم لي فوقهم جو لامام. علاش حطينا نجمه، علاش حطينا يد بيضه ويد كحله، معناه اونتر طون نخدموا كور ونخدموا الكلمات باش يحفظوهم افيك التصاور وكل لقيناهم. معناها ينجم قادر باش يحفظ 3 حاجات، ساين رايتنج، كلمه بالعربي والتصوير.
واو. وفرنسي.
Français, bien sûr, oui.
Yeah, and so she was making like these slides, you know, which maybe we can see later on, or people they can see. Like she was making a picture and writing that in sign writing, like in Tunisian sign language, but using sign writing, and she was translating that like in French, because as I told you, because there is Arabic and French. And so she was using Arabic and French. And so the deaf children, they could memorize like the sign writing, and the picture was helping them, and the sign they were learning it, because many deaf children, they don't know sign language, you know. That's another problem. And they have French and Arabic, and so they could memorize a lot. And that was a proof, like she was proving to the director, like these people, they were different from the other children who were in the same association. And that was a big effort, she did not really expect that. Okay, Wafa.
علمناهم اللول بدينا بالحروف العربية، بعديك بدينا الكلمات بالمحاور لين انطلقنا الجملة. في اخر ولا هو قادر ينجم يفهم اللغه العربيه نتاعنا، خاطر هو عنده ما ينجمش يقارن بين لغتنا ولغته هو. ديما كي تعطيه صوره يكتب الجمله بالاشارات نتاعو كيما هو يستعملها بالاشارات. تفهمش معناها لغه الاشارات، فهم اللي لغه الاشارات قاعده تكتب كيما اللغه العربيه، ومن بعد ولا في مخه ينجم يفرق اللي هذيك لغه اشارات، لغه عربيه، لغه فرنسيه.
Okay, and she was saying like this is a very important thing, like she was starting teaching word by word, and after that like she was making like small clauses, and after that like long sentences. And the deaf children, they were, because they did not know that their language, like sign language, is a language. They did not know that before, but using sign writing they could see that like their language is a written language. It's like the Arabic and the French, they can be written. And when they see the sentence in Arabic, so they could like compare between sign language and between Arabic. They could make difference between, they could see like the differences. Where are the differences between the two, both languages? Because before using sign writing, that was like in their mind, you know, they could not really concretize that. They could not like see it like Arabic as a written language, but now like they could compare, and that's why they're like their level in Arabic language and French language, like it was better than before. Okay, Wafa.
بعديك كملنا الجروب، عملنا باراجراف.
Wafa? Oui, ça va. أبي نشوفوا فيك توا.
حليت التليفون باش اونتر طون تسمعوني بالبيسي
سكر الصوت بتاع التليفون، سكر الصوت بتاع التليفون.
The second one is good. I mean, we can see her now and hear her better.
She's using her mobile phone.
Right, where the other one, maybe she could get rid of that one. You know, she's in two different places right now. So, hi, Wafa. Hi. We can now see you. Thank you for your phone. It's very surprising that the phones were.
قالت لك هي توا نجموا نشوفوك شكرا للتليفون نتاعك. اوكي كمل
بعطيك علمناهم بشوية باش يعرفوا.
كيفاه؟
بيبقوا قادرين يعملوا الباراغراف. وي.
اي. Okay, and after that, like by the time she said, like from words, sentences, they could make like long paragraphs. Like they could make that. They could make that. Sorry. Okay, Wafa.
I just want to tell you that Steve just told me that he has a slide that he could show everybody. And is that what you just said, Steve? I'm not sure. But if you click
okay
on
now, Wafa can start talking. I think we got the picture and
I misunderstood. Sorry, confusion here. Okay, I'll be quiet. Go ahead, please. We're happy.
It's okay. Wafa?
Oui.
انت كمل تكلم هكايا وستيف هو باش يعرض التصاور نتاعك انت اللي انت حطيتهم.
مانيش نسمع.
تسمع فيا توا؟
لا.
ملا حط تليفونك هكا هوا.
اي جوستومون خاطر ما عادش تمشي الكاميرا نتاع القصد.
حط تليفونك هكا هوا، هكا حط التصويره، رجع وجهك رجع.
باهي اوكي.
اي تكلم من هذا. دونك انت تبدا تتكلم وستيف باش يحط السلايدز التصاور نتاعك انت. كمل احكي انت وانا نترجم.
عاود ما سمعتش؟
Well, Steve just told me that he's not showing. You're not showing a slide, are you, Steve? I'm sorry, I confused you.
No, we're okay. If Wafa can just hold the one camera towards her face, Wafa can go ahead and you can.
Yeah, if she could just keep the phone on her face. Right now, we're looking at some kind of a door.
وفاء.
Oui.
خلي البورتابل واضح ما تحركوش خليه.
نو قادر فيه انا خاطر مانيش قاعده نسمع فيك سي بور سا.
ميساج انت احكي وانا نترجم انت نورمال. ما رجع الكاميرا.
نكمل نحكي
مش نشوفوا فيك.
باهي اوكي.
Come back, وفاء.
وفاء مش نشوفوا فيك.
مانيش عارفه البروبليم فيش.
The phone is fine. The phone is fine. Just put it right in front of her. Get the camera on her face.
Actually she's using her phone, but the picture, she doesn't know what's happening with her mobile phone.
Oh, she just has to put her camera of her phone in front of her face, just like before.
Yeah.
Oh well.
وفاء.
وي.
رجع الكاميرا نتاعك كما كنت قبيليك خاطر مش نشوفوا فيك. اي فوالا هكاك خليه ما تحركوش وتكلم. فوالا اوكي. فاليري شيز اكسايتد. فاليري فرحانه شافتك. اوكي كمل احكي.
دونك كنتينيو نحكي الاكسبيريونس.
اي ما تحركش التليفون يا وفاء، ما تحركوش. وفاء ما تحركش التليفون. اوكي كمل. اي
she's muted.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. Wafa?
Okay, she has the mute button on. Okay, if you go up at the top of the Google screen, the Google Hangouts, you can see there's a mute button at the top. She needs to unmute her camera. She muted herself somehow.
Wafa?
She can you hear us, Wafa?
Wafa?
Huh. Wow.
I don't know. I think she has a small problem. Wafa?
Oh, that's too bad.
Would you like to continue, Tally?
You know, Dolly, maybe you should just continue. And it's, you know, it's interesting. This is just technology. This has nothing to do with sign writing. It's just technology. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I will talk about Wikipedia, the Wikipedia project, which I
Okay.
Okay.
And when but somehow if you can tell her to turn off her mute button, we could hear her again. But she's frozen too. So
yeah.
okay. Yes. Tell us about Wikipedia. Go right ahead.
Once I hear her voice, I will tell her. But I can't hear her. I don't see her. You know.
There's a chat area over on the side, but of course she probably doesn't know that. Oh yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. We'll edit the video.
Okay. So actually, with Wikipedia, I was amazed really the first time when I heard that there is a Wikipedia project, but it was only for American Sign Language by that time, you know, only American Sign Language. And I remember on Facebook, that time I posted something written on sign writing. It was about the Tunisian poet Abu Qasim Shebni.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And
I love that article.
Yeah, and that time, you know, it's Steve who encouraged me really to write that and to have a Tunisian Wikipedia. I said is that possible really? And did not really think about it. I said it was really impossible for me because I was thinking about that. I said, how can these pictures can be put into Wikipedia? That's impossible. How can that be? But really, Steve is really amazing, man. I really respect you. I really respect you. You're really brilliant person, which who I will never forget. Really, you're amazing. Really, may God bless you really for all what you're doing. And so when Valerie told me about the keyboard, Yair keyboard, and so it can be used to type. What's the difference between this and the other one? So they are all pictures. You know, I don't understand really this technology, so it's really difficult for me. But I was amazed really, and so that's why with the first contact with Valerie, and she was explaining for me how to use the Yair keyboard. It was a little bit difficult, and Valerie was saying Dali, you need to use all the 5 fingers together so that you can have the 5 fingers hand shape. I said, what's that? How can you do it? And I was back home. You know, that time I was in the bus. And I went back home. I opened I turned on my computer. And I started typing and trying to find out how this is working. And I was discovering this hand was, I think, in green color, the other one in blue color. And you can turn it, you can do it. I said, whoa, this is amazing. It was like a game for me. That's why I loved it. I loved it really. I enjoyed that really, and so
that's wonderful.
Yeah, I was really I was enjoying my time, I was playing that time, but I did not really know that after that I will see a whole document on Wikipedia. It was shocking, you know. It was the first Tunisian article on Wikipedia using Tunisian Sign Language. That's amazing, you know. It's amazing how you know, generations and generations, they will remember that. It will never be forgotten, you know. And this is thanks to you, really, Valerie, for your invention, and for Yair and for Steve for helping for this program. You know, you're helping humanity, you know. When I saw that, I was really excited, you know. And so I made up the PDF, this document, and I showed that to my students. They were amazed. They said, really, is it Wikipedia? I said, yeah, you can see now what we can do with sign writing, really. Really, it's really amazing. And so I finished the first article about Tunisia. And after that, I thought about writing about Tunisian history.
Yes.
So I started typing, and Tunisian history, because as you know, I wanted really not to write simple things. I wanted to have the face, the facial expression, a good, well-written document anyone can read, can understand. So I spent a lot of time. That's true, because it was my first contact with this keyboard. I was not used to it before. I think that the second document, it took me about I don't know, 16 hours to 18 hours, something like that. But I was enjoying my time. I was enjoying my time, you know. I was enjoying that. So I finished the second document. I was encouraged to make a third document. It was really amazing, you know, and a challenge. And so I chose the Tunisian poet because he's very famous. And our Tunisian hymn, there are 2 verses, I think, like he wrote them, and he died at 24 years old, and he changed the whole Arabic, way of thinking about poetry. Like he modernized that. Yeah, he's amazing, and he died at 24. I don't know if this man lived like long. What he will do? He wrote many. We have many books for him, and some of them they are translated into English. I think maybe I don't know. And so the Wikipedia project really, I don't. That's why I want really to encourage others. If there are some people who are listening to us, because.
Yes.
Because sign language is very important. I know many people, they don't have, many deaf people, like in many other countries, they don't really know their sign language. They don't know their own, this mother language. This is the first problem. The second problem, many people, they think that sign language is not a language. It's a natural language. It's a natural language. And even many linguistics, they were opposed to it. They said, no, it's not a natural language, but they changed their idea by now. Even like Chomsky, Noam Chomsky, is considering it as really a natural language. It is a natural language for deaf people, and deaf people, they need to write down their language, because English, French, Arabic, all this stuff, they're not really like their mother languages. They're not really their mother languages. They need to express themselves, in their own language. And so they have an opportunity now to write down their language. They can write their history. They can write like many articles about theater, about they're inventing many songs. They can. There are many stories. Many deaf friends. Like they tell me many stories, and they are typical deaf community stories. It's and these things, they need to be written down for them, for generations to come and to come and to come. And that's why I encourage many people, please, once sign writing, please, start by now. Like Yair, keyboard is very helpful. It's not really difficult. You can use it. You will see how enjoyable it is really. And so you can write down your history about your country. You will help these deaf people, and so it will be like something to memorize for generations and generations to come. Really, please try to do it and to help others. It's really exciting thing. I encourage everyone to do it, really.
Wow. Oh, Dolly, that was terrific. Thank you. We need that also for presentation 64, so I can take a clip of this presentation and put it as an extra video to presentation 64, which is about the Wikipedia history and all that went into doing it. So thank you for this wonderful explanation about your work with the Tunisian Wikipedia. Yes,
that's
go ahead.
The truth, Valerie. Really, that's the truth, really, because like I don't know how people they see that, but for me, when I see an article written in my own sign language, like Tunisian sign language, about my country, about my history, about I have many articles to write, because by now I'm a bit busy, as you know, but I will go on writing and typing and writing and
typing. Good, I'm glad.
It's very helpful.
Well, everybody, you can. Yeah, well, thank you. And I'm going to send the link. There are links on presentation 64 on that webpage to take you to the Tunisian Wikipedia for Tunisian Sign Language, where Dolly wrote 3 articles so far. They're so beautiful, Dolly, and I created a PDF of some of them. And so the Wikipedia is blessed because you started it. You're the founder of it, really, because you were the first person to write articles in it, in Tunisian Sign Language. So thank you for that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a great blessing that you did. And also, Dolly wrote a manual that taught people how to use the keyboard, which is also outstanding. So thank you for that as well. And if you can encourage, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yes.
No, I said you're welcome, Valerie. Really, you're welcome. You are my first teacher. You helped me a lot. You helped me in many ways, and so you know that. So no need to tell everyone about that. But really, you were a big help for me. You helped me all the time in the university, in learning sign language, in the first contact which I had with you. And I told you I wanted to learn sign writing. And I remember that time you said, no one in Tunisia had contact with me for sign language.
That's right.
But yeah, I will be the first one. And so
Yeah, that's right. You are. Yeah, and then it's up.
I'm sorry. At that time, I was using like sign writing. I was writing for myself. No one was interested in it. But I was convinced. Like one time, these people, they will know that. They will know how sign writing is very important for them. Maybe by now they don't really know that. But it was helping me that time because I was learning Tunisian sign language at the same time. And so I could write down every new sign, new sign, and it was helping me a lot. And so I knew that by the time people they will know that. And so I thank God. So it's really helping many people by now, and especially deaf children. Even we are making like awards for them. So we make some competitions.
Oh, do you really? Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And these awards, they are like some stories written in Tunisian sign language, like using sign writing, and they are very happy to know that. And so children, when I meet them, they say like each time they see me, because when they see me, they see sign writing by now, And so
I was going to say, do you have something to show? But we can show them later. That's outstanding. So you give awards to children. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they bring their stories like written in sign writing, and they say, okay, listen, you can see me how I'm signing, and so they start signing the story for me. I said, is it? Yeah, I understood it. Is it like that? How to sign? I said, yeah, you're unbelievable. How could you make that? And so they have the story in sign writing. They have it translated into Arabic and in French. And so it's helping them, and so they love it because. I noticed like many deaf children, they wanted to read, they wanted to learn more and more and more, but like Arabic or French is like a foreign language. I'm teaching you like Chinese in the United States, and so you're going to use Chinese all your lifetime, like to understand your own culture. So I wish that people, even and parents too, I wish they understand the importance of sign language first, because that's the first problem they're facing, and after that they will know how sign writing is very helpful for them. So it might take time. So you have been waiting for 42 years, I think, Valerie, and so but your work is giving like fruits,
Oh, well, thank you so much. This is amazing, wonderful presentation. Everything you say makes me feel wonderful. Thank you for saying those things. But it's also true that you have spread sign writing in Tunisia because of your work, Dolly. I mean, you're the one who stuck with it and never gave up, and were always positive and encouraged people, and you just kept a positive attitude, and that is the reason why, and also you're dedicated to it. That's the reason why it's now spreading in Tunisia. So thank you also from our end. It's hard because, believe it or not, I work behind a computer. I don't go to Tunisia myself, so I wouldn't know what's happening without you telling me all these great things and then showing me these amazing documents. I wouldn't even know that it was happening.
But by the time like I'm making some linguistic research, so I don't really have time. But I will try to do my best, like to write more and more and more. Like even in Ibn Charaf University, so we don't really have many books about like sign language and all these things. But the only books they are about sign writing, and so that's very helpful.
Wow,
for them. So
that is amazing. Yes.
Yeah,
and you're actually quite advanced for other countries, just so you know that. Sign writing is used in many countries, but it's in very small little groups, and to get it to the established point where you're requiring it for courses, that it's a requirement, you told me here in this presentation. That's very unique. There are some. In Brazil, there's a wonderful course that has spread sign writing throughout Brazil, because people learning to be teachers of Brazilian Sign Language are required to learn sign writing from one university, and that has spread sign writing throughout Brazil. It shows that when things are required, when a subject is required through certain graduation, it's what spreads the idea. People can't just learn to read and write out of the blue. They need to have some education. They need to have a chance to talk to others who know it and to share documents and to learn from each other, right? So those kind of programs are what works. So thank you for establishing that. And it's to your
welcome, really. And I'm sure, like in some years, so you will know, we will have more news about the Tunisia, you know, because people are really interested in learning more and more and more. And so we have a lot of work to do too. Actually, with a deaf association, like a deaf friend of mine. So we're going to make some kind of how we call that. Like we will invite like some people, some students who have been graduated, and we're going like to teach them really sign writing for like 3 weeks, something like that. Like they need to come every day, something like that. Like and so we'll try to teach them more and more because they're going to need sign writing. And so we're thinking about that. And so many people, they are welcoming this idea, and so they want really to participate. I know in Tunisia it's working. Really, it's working. And even you know,
astonishing.
Yeah, and you know, before, like I was thinking, as I was saying, if I go like abroad, or I don't know, if I'm busy and I cannot teach one day in this university, so what will happen with sign writing? I was thinking all the time about that, you know, and but hopefully there is Wafa like now, and I said to Wafa, like, if I'm gone, so you can replace me. And so I'm happy that Wafa, she's really like. Wherever she goes, she takes her sign writing books with her.
Of course she does. Listen, I want to explain that Wafa left because she didn't know what to do. And I just wrote to her on Facebook and asked her to come back to our presentation. But she may not do it just because the technology has defeated us today in that sense. But that doesn't mean that we can't work this out. Perhaps you could create a special, maybe she'll come back, I don't know. But if she doesn't, we can create a separate presentation for her at another time. And maybe you'd like to come and we can do it privately, and then we'll post it, you know, on YouTube and on, she said she's so sorry about the technology. She's just writing to me right now. So that's all okay. She started to tell about her work, and that was excellent. And we need to see more of that, but maybe she can make her own private video and send it to me, where you could translate for her maybe. I know that's extra effort, but it doesn't matter. We can put it up on her webpage. With everybody, it's presentation 56. And she said, je ne sais pas, she didn't know what the problem was. She didn't know what the problem was, is what she's saying. Yeah, it's okay. So, Dali, your presentation today means a great deal because you've explained to everybody how sign writing spread in Tunisia. It was because of your efforts and all of your energy. And you not only established courses where you met Wafa and other teachers, but you also established it at the university in Tunis. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a major thing. And Dali is also, as we already said, the first person to ever write an article in the Tunisian Sign Language Wikipedia. And for us, that's a major pioneering job because it is quite technical to learn to post an article onto the Wikipedia. And so we have two presentations now that will highlight your work. There's this one, which is presentation 56, which is Wafa's presentation to other teachers. My understanding is that Wafa sent out an invitation to the to teachers in Tunisia. Isn't that right? And on May 4th, there it is. Yeah, Steve has shown a slide down at the very bottom. But everybody can go to the slides on presentation page 56 to see the actual presentation with the slides that I showed, where the invitation is written in Arabic, I believe, in which he invited a bunch of people, right? And they were teachers and other people who would want to use it. And it was a very brave thing to do because not everybody was supportive of sign writing at the time. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
And, go ahead.
Actually, I'm sorry. Just 2 words. You know, all the people who came like this day, like who came, like they were against sign. Like most of them, they were against writing. But when they left, they were all like willing to see sign writing progress in Tunisia and taught everywhere. That was really amazing.
Yeah, well, I think it is amazing too, and I'm grateful to Wafa. So please tell her that. She's has a sad face on Facebook right now.
I will.
So, Okay.
Thank you.
And I'm going to edit this video later on, but those who are watching, I just want you to know this is a remarkable group of people who started essentially a movement or a cause in Tunisia writing sign language, and it was not easy. It's never easy to start anything new in life. It doesn't matter what the project. All of us are kind of frightened by new ideas. I know if I look at a brand new language I've never seen, I would say, oh my goodness, I don't know how to read Chinese or whatever language it might be. So naturally, if you looked at written sign writing and you don't know it, it would be frightening. But my goodness, in Tunisia, they're using it, and they're writing their language. So,
yeah.
Dali, just take a look at presentation 64. I'll put your little video up there as well. Okay.
Okay, I will. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Steve, very much.
There is one last thing I'd like to say to everybody. Yeah. You are wearing a traditional Tunisian dress, isn't that correct? What year was it that people in Tunisia wore what you are wearing? This is beautiful vest and hat, isn't that right?
Yeah, actually this is traditional Tunisian hat.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
Oh yeah, thank you.
and this tell us.
Actually, this is something like a chest, like it's red.
Yes, yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, look at that, hand done.
And there are the trousers, and so maybe they look a little bit funny, so that's why I don't see them.
It's okay.
Time or private picture.
That's all right. But was that 100 years ago that people wore that every day, or is it just for special ceremonies?
Actually, they are traditional. You know, they were traditional for. How can I explain that? You know, Tunisia, it's a multicultural country. You know, Phoenicians, like they came to Tunisia. There are Berber. There are like Africans, there are like Turkish people, Spanish, Maltese, Italian, French, like many cultures, you know, like they are a melting pot, you know, like they were from, you can see, like Tunisia is very small country, but you know, every place in Tunisia, every town has its own like clothes, traditional clothes, traditional food. Like if you have an opportunity to come to Tunisia, you're welcome, Steve and Valerie. Really.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Really.
So
I'm gonna plan it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna plan it, Steve. That's great. Oh my goodness, that would be wonderful. He could come and see all the work.
Oh, really? I welcome you. Really. That will be my pleasure. Really.
All right. Well, I don't know. You just tell Wafa that all is good, and we'll connect again at another time. Okay. So thank you so much for today, Dolly. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's very pleasure to see you both. Really, Valerie.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
God bless you as well. Bye-bye.
Bye.